Before we begin, can I tell you about a memory? It's 2002. I'm 11 years old. I'm in 5th grade. And I'm chosen by the assistant principal to act as a victim in a school-wide earthquake drill. And they would do these drills to prepare students and faculty for the reality of a natural disaster. At the time, I liked this girl in my class, Mackenzie, but she didn't like me back. At around 10 a.m., the alarm bell rings. They covered me in fake blood, and they took me to the library. And they told me that an earthquake had happened and a large bookcase had fallen and crushed me to death. And I remember lying perfectly still, staring up at the ceiling and imagining the memorial the school would hold for me. If the school would name a bench after me. If Mackenzie would visit that bench. If one day, years from now, Mackenzie would take her kids to that bench and say, I think about him every day.
Can you tell me about the email you received on September 10th, 2017?
Did you guys watch my videos?
Yes, we watched your videos.
Check, check, check. I'm currently in the bathroom of WeWork. This is the only place in the building that has any privacy. That's why I'm here in the bathroom. A few days ago, I got this email from my employer. The email asked that all the employees, that they prepare an emergency action plan if an active shooter comes to your building and tries to kill everyone. In this email, there's a video, and the video lays out 3 critical things to incorporate into your emergency action plan. First, you run, then if you can't run, you hide, and if you can't hide, then you fight. I watched this video a lot of times. I watched hundreds of active shooter videos on YouTube.
Consultant John Bruner says in moments of crisis, our brain's deliberative function can be overwhelmed. On the other hand, our muscle memory, things that we've practiced over and over, kick into overdrive. And that's how you can save your life.
I have zero confidence that I would survive an active shooter attack. In fact, I think I would be the first person nailed. It's so hard to know what you need to prepare for and what feels ridiculous. But then again, when I think about it, I'd rather be prepared than not. So I clearly need to take this seriously, because why not take it seriously? Like, I'm not gonna pretend these things don't happen. Might as well channel what I have to worry about into something productive.
So what happened at your apartment?
Well, right, so a few days after I uploaded the first video, I come home from work and my house smells insane. I realize I'd forgotten to take the trash out. As I'm doing that, I notice that my aloe plant has been trimmed. And I go to check out the cut, and it's clear that it's been made by some type of blade, which was confusing because I'd never seen a person back there or an animal or anyone.
The blueprint that's on the elevator is really not that helpful. It just feels more like a gesture than it is an actual tool. So I've decided to make a rendering of the office. That way I can better navigate the physical space. Initially, I had identified the phone booth as a place to hide. The only viable place I actually think is this bathroom. It's far less likely that someone's going to blast through 2 separate doors. Found a bunch of different people who specialize in using improvised weapons, which helped me better identify what objects would be the most damaging. Really, I should be able to defend myself with my fists, because what if I don't have time to grab a stapler?
On October 16th, you bought a security camera. What did you use this for?
The next night, I come home after work and I go to check in on my aloe plant and it's been trimmed again. So I buy a security camera and I install it outside and I go back inside and there are an unusual amount of dead roaches on the floor of my apartment. And I notice tiny holes that are drilled into my wall and they all have this drywall residue underneath the cusp of the hole, which means they're fresh.
So I've converted my friend's garage, who I'm house sitting for, into a practice space for my run, hide, fight plan. So I ordered shock absorbent foam furniture designed for shooting ranges, a canvas to apply the research that I've done, the various skills I've learned in making my emergency action plan.
Just doing what I usually do, which is emailing and so the run. Get out around and come around that way.
There's only so much planning you can do, and at a certain point you just have to be realistic. Me trying to punch the dude or throw a stapler at the guy's head is not gonna stop an active shooter from blasting me. I'm gonna buy a gun, which is something that I could use in a scenario in which I have to defend myself and potentially defend my other coworkers. It's the only realistic thing that will actually stop a firestorm. Guns are horrible, automatic weapons are horrible, but self-defense is different. Self-defense is a different thing. That's what my employer is asking me to do, come up with a defense strategy. What better way than doing that than actually having a viable way to protect yourself? I don't want to own a gun. Like, I don't want to be in the situation. I want to feel like I could actually do something. Like I could actually make a difference in that type of situation.
When did you start feeling unsafe?
Last night, I come home, and my door is wide open. My aloe plant decimated, roaches everywhere, cameras gone, more tiny holes, and my Wi-Fi is not working. That's when I start to wonder if I'd been flagged, that my digital footprint was no different from when planning a mass shooting. I'd Googled the articles, I'd watched the reenactment videos, I'd uploaded my own office rendering to the cloud, I'd Googled, what guns do active shooters use? I bought a bulletproof vest off of eBay. I purchased my own firearm and brought it to my office. Later that night, I see something outside my window, and I can hear the sounds of walkie-talkies. I just got tired of feeling so anxious. I wanted to feel prepared, so that when the time comes, I'll know what to do.
You will run. You will hide. You will fight. So when they interview you, you will be the one that says,
I survived because I was prepared. Then after the drill, I remember walking back to class. Mackenzie sees the blood on my arm, and this note falls from my notebook.